Hey there, welcome back to the table. So we're going to get ready to start day 4. Also, I had received 3 more experience points. So we are up to 19 experience. And then one thing I forgot to do at the end of the last thing, she was able to heal 1. She had 1 damage on her. So I'm going to try to bring this forward without moving the other map. Okay, so a question came up about the timing of things. So I just wanted to make sure I run it by everybody just so you understand. On a typical day, you have your start of day where we move the party. We trigger an encounter. And in our case, we've been triggering... are they really quest encounters? Yeah, they were quest encounters. So, we do that, we resolve it, right? Then you do the reward phase. This is where you get your experience points, your keywords and other things, your tenacity. You can untrain, which we hardly ever do, but it is an option. We gain our advancements where we spend our XP. Then we do end of day where we activate the province effect, where we look at the blue card. That's what this peaceful overland card means. And that's what makes the resistance go up and down. And then the adventurer's rest is actually after that. So I had that wrong when I responded in the comments. I thought the adventurer's rest was before that. And I'm wrong. So, but it does mean, though, that it's after spending the experience points. So, what does that mean? Well, when we finished our quests, and there were 2 of them, the unrest was able to go down by 2. And that happened up here in the gain rewards section, because that's how we gained our experience points. So, even though I didn't realize this happened before that, it doesn't change what I'm about to say, and that is that the blue card, which made the unrest go up by 1, happened after we made the unrest go down by 2. And the reason this is important is, as you probably know, when this is at the maximum, if this would have gone up by 1, it would have done nothing, and then we could have gone down by 2, right? Depending on the order. But actually what happened was it went down by 2 and then back up by 1 because of the way the things shake out. Now, what I didn't realize is that the moving of the dice, like the part where you refresh your dice and whatnot and heal, that occurs after this thing goes up and down. I didn't realize that. I guess I don't know what it would affect in particular, but in my head, I had it the other way around. So I'm glad we went through the exercise of at least checking. Okay, so this quest by day 9, I got to get here to Daggerfall and say, ta-da, I've found 2 of the spies. I've already defeated them. There are 2 more spies I can defeat. I'm only going to get 1 experience point for each of those. I got 2 experience points for the previous ones. And I can skip them. I don't need to do them. The quest does not seem to reward me one way or another by going after more of them. It's just a guaranteed experience point, whereas some of these other ones, maybe not. Also, if you look at where I am over here, I'm not going to be able to get there in 1 turn. So it's day 4, and I got to decide what I'm going to do for day 4. Because we have the ranger with us, we get to move 4 spaces instead of 3. This ranger is turning out to be pretty darn cool. I mean, it seems like, having that extra overland movement stinks, but it's been helpful. And I think in the Black Marsh with all the rains and floods, it would be even better to have him there. So I can move 4 spaces, but you can see there's like this big empty void here. Like boom, boom, there's nothing. So you got to get from one end to the other, right? And so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm only going to get to here. So do I move 2 spaces, stop at a town and refresh? Do I go to a peaceful place just to have peace? Those are the questions, because it's like an interim stop. And we're on day 4. So if I do this on day 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't quite get me there on day 5. So then I'm getting here on day 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Day 7. Day 8. I can still get there by day 9. And then also remember, I can take a light fatigue on all 4 characters to go in extra space. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th one if I wanted to. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. It would be nice to maybe have some more refresher time, but, not always. So I think the answer to this question is Fell's Run or Morgul Stronghold even going to be friendly to me with a unrest level of 8? Because that's something we learned, is that those guys aren't friendly. So let me look. Fell's Run. At the start of this encounter, if the unrest level is at 10 or higher, each adventurer has to discard an item. Now, he does put 5 more items back out. So we would get an item back, assuming we all spend an action to do that. And then what's the other one? Morgul Stronghold. If the unrest level is at dangerous or higher, the inn is closed. The party may make a social check +3. If successful, the inn is open. That doesn't hurt us at all. The inn just lets you heal all the way and refresh all your dice, which maybe the one guy could do, but Morgul is doable. Now, the thing with Morgul, it's 3 commons and 1 legendary. We can't gain any quests, and there's 3 trainers, so it's not that great. So, again, what do we want to do here? I don't know if we're in a rush. And then I also don't know if I need to actually go after that guy. Like, let's take the mindset that we're not going to go after that guy. We're just going to go straight towards this. So at least get one of them and then go here and finish our quest. Maybe even a little early, right? That gives us extra days for the second half. Because remember, it told us by day 9. So that means that we're going to have 3 days to do whatever the next thing is. So, I don't know. If we get there by day 8, that means we have 4 days to do whatever the next thing is. So that's where my head is. We do want to get experience points. We're up to 19 so far, which, let's do a sanity check here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then he has 1 save for 18. That's what I see. Because he only had 2 stamina. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He only had 2 dice. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then he has 1 saved up for 18. So I'm 1 short. I got to give him an experience point. Somehow I missed it. And now it's making me think I got to do this with all the guys. This is tough. This is tough to do. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, because none of them had extra health. Then we gave him another. Well, did we? I'm pretty sure we did. The Nord only had 2 stamina. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had these 2. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Holy crap. What did I miss on this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Had these 2. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is saying I'm 4 experience points short? How? How am I 4 experience points short? Let's see if this other guy adds up before I start declaring my insanity. That or I turn the wheel. Maybe my dials, maybe I really don't have 19 experience points like this says. But this guy had 3. So that's 2. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm up to 15 again. This other guy was he was 1 short. He was at 18. All right, and then we got to do one last one. And then I got to respond to my son texting me here. So let's do this one. We had these 2 dice. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm consistently getting 15 on 3 of them. And I have 18 on the 4th one. So how did that happen? Now, sometimes you can get bonus experience, but we haven't gotten any bonus experience this time around. So I'm at 15 on 3. And just to count this one again, this is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. And then this is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I consistently have 15 with everybody, and my dial says 19. Now this guy over here had 18. I just don't believe I would have forgotten to give 3 of my people 3 experience points. But yet he has more. We'll do it again. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then he had 1 for 18. Yeah. All right, I gotta respond to my son here and then figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. Because I have 1 character at 18, all 3 others at 15. Statistically speaking, the 3 at 15 were probably the correct ones. But how on earth did this guy get 3 more? And then it's like, well, maybe this is the correct one, and then I shortchange the other ones. It's just that experience points is not something I would ever shortchange somebody on. I just don't understand it. Now, like this guy doesn't have a refresh of 3. If I gave him the 3, whatever you call that, cooldown, and this one a 3 cooldown, then I'm both, they're tied again. This is the only one that's short somehow. Yeah, I don't have answers. I don't even know how to fix this. I can stop and think through some stuff here. Let me do that. Give me a second. Okay, so as I was starting to dig in on my experience points, the first thing is I have to count these 2 dice. Because remember, you start the mission with 2 experience points because that accounts for these 2 dice. So that would put me at 17 for everybody out of the 19. And then the one guy was at 20 out of the 19. I mean, there's still 3 off. The 2-hander is still 3 ahead of everybody else. He's at 20 and everybody else is at 17. So that's still off by a little. But here's the deal. We know we got 4 experience points from these 2 quests that we just did in session 2. We know we got 4 experience points from that. And then we did some quests. And so I have the back of the quest thing. So this one is 5, because we did this one. We did Bard Harder, which gave us a 6th one. So that's 6. The Fan and Dormant don't fall for that. We didn't get that experience point. Oh Rats we didn't do. So we're at 6 right now. We didn't do Jack of all blades, because remember, we didn't always do these. Blood crabs, we didn't do. Seize them, we didn't do. We did this one, simple token. So that's 7. We did not do this one or that one. We did this one, Dark Forces Agreed. That's 2 experience points for 9. Okay, so we're up to 9. We did the Falkreath Meatloaf, which gave us 1 right here at the bottom. That's 10. And I think that takes us all the way to as far back as we go. We didn't do any of these other ones. So I'm at 10. So we had 2, 4, 5, 6 for the Bard Harder. Then Simple Token was 7. Dark Forces Agreed was 2 more for 9. And then Loafing Around was 1 for 10. So we're at 10. That includes all the quests from Session 1 and Session 2. And then everything we gained in Session 2. So that's 10. We started the game with 2. So that puts us to 12. So then we had the Thieves Guild, which you can see here. We got 0 for the first part. But then we went to BO7. Three more. So that's 15. Because remember, we started the game with 2. We gained 10 from the quests in Session 2. That puts us to 15. And then that went to CO8. That had 0. Goes to DO9. And that also has 0. So we had 15 from quests and sessions. Now, mind you, we also did some of these. So like I'm looking on the back, we searched the well. You remember this? Each time an adventurer defeats an enemy, we did not throw in we threw in a coin. So we said 15. That puts us to 16 because we did do that one. Then here, I don't remember us doing this one. So we must have only did one of these. So we're at 16 now. And considering we weren't counting the 2 we started the game with, that's at 14. And I told you 3 of my characters had 15. So that would mean I got 1 more experience point from somewhere else. And this guy cheated. Whatever happened. And then I can't look at the blue because we draw blue every time. So I'm sure we did a blue one, which might have given us some experience points. But the problem is since I draw a blue one every time, I don't know if I did any of these or not. Because I'm sure we went to a peaceful one at least once. All right, so I'm going to assume that the 15 was right. And I didn't count the starting 2 dice, which means 17 was the right number. So I'm going to adjust the 19 down to 17. And that means that everybody had the right experience except for this guy. He was 3 higher than he was supposed to be. We have 2 right here. So we can take care of 2 there, and then he loses 1 experience somehow. I mean, we could take the armor die away. What is the best way to do it? I guess the armor die is it. We're just going to take this away from him. So, yeah. That's the way I'm going to have to do to deal with it. And the armor die never helped him. So, from a retcon perspective, I feel really good about everything. It's just, yeah, I don't know how he had so much more experience points than... And don't get me wrong, bonus experience does happen in this game. But we haven't gotten any of that. So yes, everybody else had 17. He somehow had 19. Or no, was he 3 higher or 2 higher? So they were at 15. And yeah, he was at 18. Yes, he was 3 higher. So I took the 2 experience points away, and then we just took away the 1 here. All right, so there he is. He's got this situation, and I think everybody's caught up with each other. Boy, oh boy, was that a doozy. And I was wrong. Hold on a second. I said this one was 15, which would be 17 with these two. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 17. He had 17. Well, and that's actually what we said he has. Right here, 17. Yeah, you take these two away, that's 15. Never mind. I don't know what I'm smoking. I should probably just quit and delete this video and not even post it. Oh boy. Okay, so we're good. And yes, this is a problem with the game. Unless you have some kind of note sheet that you're keeping track of how you earned every experience point. This is definitely a real problem. But I think we're now back to where we need to be. We're at 17. Our experience points is actually lower than it should be at this stage. All right, so now we got all that nonsense out of the way. What the heck are we going to do? So am I taking a light fatigue to move 5 spaces instead of 4, or... It's a tough dilemma, because even with 4 movement points, which sounds great, there's just this vast, like 1, 2, 3, 4 is still 1 short. So, I mean, a part of me is thinking I can stop here at the peaceful. That lets me get some of my dice back. Then I'm still in the same dilemma of moving 4 spaces. I would have to stop here at 3 spaces. And remember, most people only have 3 anyways. So that would be day 4. This would be day 5. Then I can go day 6, day 7, and then I have plenty of time to get there. So I'm not in a rush. It's just a matter of, do I want to go all the way up here? And part of me doesn't want to, just for 1 experience point. I would rather hope to do these and get experience points from those. So I'm going to move 2 spaces and go to the Greystone Quarry, the peaceful spot. And I'm pretty convinced I went to a peaceful spot last time, even if I can't remember which one it was. Undead, no hangover. I'll let you look at this. One man's curse is another man's mild inconvenience. Each adventurer must choose to either drain the number of available skill dice or lose the number of tenacity based on the current unrest. And of course, we're all the way up to unstable. Resolve this counter as if the unrest level is chaotic. Oh, I'm sorry. Chaotic is 4. We would have to drain 4 dice. After resolving this encounter, enchant an adventure with the following. After the enchanted adventurer is defeated in battle, they may choose to gain 1 over fatigue to deploy to the hex at full hit points. I don't want that at all. So I'm going to choose to curse the sorceress and gain an experience point. My unrest goes up by 1, but that makes it go up by 2. So neener on you. We're just going to take the 1 experience point and call it a day. And I like stuff like that. So the one-hander is up to 3. The two-hander is at 1. The archer is at, or the bow guy is at 2. And then the mage is at 2. So how do we want to do this? We obviously get to do a rest phase. He's at 3 experience points. And I think I'm going to spend all 3 to get his cooldown up to 3. And then he'll go to 0. This guy's only at 1. And I'm going to just restore the force here. We had this. So I'm just going to give that back to him. And get him to 0. This guy only has 2. I can get a shadow die or a health. I'm going to get neither. I'm just going to wait. We get to recover some dice. So I'm going to go ahead and recover these 2. Remember, we get to recover 2 now because of our ranger, which is another awesome part of his ability. She gets to recover her 1 die. She has 2 experience. I think I'm going to wait with her as well. And I mean, I could get another Arcana die, and those have been pretty awesome, but I want to get the cooldown up to 3. That's what I'm shooting for. Okay, so we're done. We did our 1 experience. I got to remember to move my dial to 18, and now we're going to start day 5. Okay, so at day 5, I'm going to go here to this unstable one. And we rolled a fight, which might mean we get some experience points, so let's find out. Delving with the dead. There's a lot of dead in this one. So I'll let you read. Okay, so for 1 experience point, we can do you cannot retreat from this battle until at least 2 sky shards have been obtained. It's an uncover. It's 1 experience point, and it would be an uncover. Now, some of these you get experience points for the delve sky shards. I just can't remember because, we don't have a player aid that tells us this stuff. It's buried in the... Yep, I'm going to bring that up over and over again. I sure am. Delve is on page 74. And the thing is the battle objective is on page 86, because right here. So here you can see there's Conquer, Survey, and then Uncover. So Survey, you must fully explore the battle map by gaining all required sky shards, which is 3. Uncover is similar to Survey. You must gain all sky shards, by default 3, and then successfully retreat. If you retreat before fully exploring the map, you're failed. Unlike the other objectives, the party gains experience points from each sky shard it acquires, up to that delve's required limit. So as long as the party's not defeated... Okay, so somebody commented in the comments that you have to at least have 1 adventurer step in the tile in order for it to be explored. So just because I reveal tile and we gain the sky shard, I can't just say, okay, I'm going to retreat, because I have to have somebody at least step into it. Now, I think that whole thing is shenanigans, and I'll explain why. Only 1 character in your party needs to do the retreat, and then everybody else just has to agree, and then the retreat happens. So you can have the first character actually walk into that room, and then the second one can retreat, and you still get the same effect. I get it that, like, if the monsters are somehow blocking your ability to walk in the room, then you're going to have to kill a few. I mean, it's possible that there's some weird scenario where you have to delay your retreat. But I just want you to understand that it's not that hard to do the retreat. But what this does mean, though, is if we do a delve, we're going to gain 1 experience point, plus we need 2 sky shards, which that's our limit. We can't go to 3 sky shards because it specifically says 2. But we're going to get 2 more experience from this. So that'll be 3 experience points total if we do this. That's the attractive part. Down here, we can do 1 brush with vomit is enough for today. Increase unrest by 2, or each adventure is dealt true damage, and then gain an experience. I'm assuming that this means that if I can't increase by 2 because it's already maxed out, that we're going to just take true damage, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to do the delve. And that gives us 1 experience point. So I'm just going to do it right now. I'm just going to give everybody 1 experience point so I don't forget. And then I'm even going to move the dial. Although, yeah, when we do delve, the experience points on the dial doesn't matter. I'm going to carefully move this out of the way. We're not using this map. We got to get 2 delve points. Now we do have our dungeon deck, and just to mind you, all the generic deck cards are in here, and then cards specifically for High Rock are in here. And I'm just going to give it a quick shuffle to make sure. I shuffled everything before we started, but I'm just shuffling a little bit more. And to start a delve, obviously we're going to have our start. which is this. And then we draw the card, and it tells us what is going to happen next. So we're going to use our normal lineup. My archer had 2 extra hit points than he was supposed to have. All right, so our first card is the throne room. So we're doing a 4-player, and we have, well, these are 2 shards, right? So I think this meant the number of shards we have, but this is 2 shards, so I don't know what that means. We're going to gain 1 over fatigue for each sky shard that has been collected this delve, including this one. So we have to gain 2 over fatigue. Okay, that's not fun. All right, so we're going to give 2 over fatigue to everybody. That means that it's going to be brutal getting your dice back. But we only have to get 2 shards, and guess what this room does? It gives us 2 shards. So I'm going to look up again how to read this chart, because I think that's the number of shards. Or no. That's the number of players, 4. (20, 20, 10, 5). Oh, that's the 4 monsters. Why am I need to go to bed. Okay, so it's telling us to get the big one. So the one that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, which is this one. And it's telling us, I'm going to move this a little bit closer towards us. It's telling us it goes right here, like this. So it's just going to connect. I told you these things are slick. It's so annoying. They're like the bottom of skis. They're so... All right, so actually, it's supposed to connect where the connector is. So let's do that. There we go. And then you can see there's the different monster tokens. So we got to do a 20, 20, 10, and 5. All right, so here's the 20. And then 20. And then 10. And 5. Now, also, we get this, and one of these is that. So you can see here that little symbol. And I'm going to look up what that means. So, here it is. When revealed, the party may choose to gain any amount of light fatigue and distribute it amongst adventurers. For each light fatigue gained, you may deal 2 true damage to an enemy on this tile. So let me look up what the symbol means, because I thought it meant that we always filled these up. So we're at 74. Obviously the round counter is at 1. The adventurer may choose to trigger an exploration, which move them to an explorable hex. That's actually what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to start the game and then choose to explore, which would have revealed this. So my apologies there. So that means the two-hander chose to explore. And he actually would have started his turn and removed 3 of these per his start. And then he chose to explore. And when he does that, that takes away his ability to engage. Sorry, I'm still just revealing. Okay, yeah, the delve card just tells you how many cash. So only 2 cash chips are going to be on, even though there's room for 3 on the tile. That's all that's trying to say. Okay, I got it. We were mostly there. And so, yeah, we have to do... we have to successfully explore and then run away. So we have to gain all required sky shards and then successfully retreat. And you don't have to kill the guys to successfully retreat. I mean, this is insane, but we basically explore, reveal the guys, the tile's revealed. I mean, I can do a 1-2 if that makes a viewer happy. And then retreat. We don't have to fight them. I mean, I can run in and try to get an item first, and then have this one retreat. Maybe I'm understanding retreat wrong, but let me look it up again. I even went to Board Game Geek over this one. And of course, retreat's not in the index, which is insane that that's not in the index. So now I'm looking in the battle rules. I'll pause, save you some time. Yeah, I was correct in all ways but one. The retreat is done at the end of the round. So we do have to take a pounding from these guys. And at the end of the round of taking the pounding, then we can retreat. So I didn't explore. I can't engage. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, and at least get this legendary item. So we have a 5 and a 2, 6, 6. And I didn't get a 5. Oh, gosh. Before I keep going, we got to do a little bit more. So this one has 5 health. This one has 9 health. And then we have 7 health. And then the scamp in the back has 7. All right, so then we can take light fatigue, distribute it however we like. For each light fatigue gained by adventure, you may deal 2 true damage to an enemy on this tile. So this guy has 9 health, for example. So I would have to take 4 light fatigue. So my mage will take 4 light fatigue to do 8 damage to him. And now he has just 1 health. And then my archer will take 3 light fatigue. To do 6 damage to this one. And then my one-hander will take 3 light fatigue to just kill this one. And then 2 more light fatigue to do 4 damage to this one. And I'm looking at my situation. Ding, 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 and ding. And I'm just going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 more light fatigue. I'm just going to give 1 to each character. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're just going to kill the whole damn board. Because why not? Now I have a very peaceful round. No one's going to damage me. No one's going to do anything to me. And there we go. We wiped the whole board. So now I'm back to this. I got to decide, am I going to unlock with a 5? I would only have 3 rolls left if I don't. So I'm not going to unlock with a 5, so let's keep going. Now I have a 6. I'll take a light fatigue. And it's unlocked. So I have 2 rolls left now to get a 2, 6, and 6. Here's one of my 6s, and this is the final roll. And there's a 2, and I would need to take 5 light fatigue. 1, 2, 3. Sure, I'll take 5 light fatigue. I don't have any more light fatigue dice. I'm all maxed out. So 1, and that means you got to take dark fatigue. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I took dark fatigue instead. And there we go. We got a glyph of shock. Yay, us. While in the ranged form, the enchanted adventurer may change any of their rolled combat skill dice to 1 before resolving them. So I'm going to give that to my ranger. And then he's holding this, and I'm just going to swap items. Okay, so, then I can do a 1, 2, 3, and let's try to get that item. It's a 3, 1, 5, and I need to quit grabbing. There's a 3, there's a 1, and there's a 5, so we got a glyph of stamina recovery. Enchant round counter. After adventurers take fatigue damage during the start of a fatigue round, set the counter to 4. That's actually not a bad one, but he'll put it in his inventory. And we're done. Now we can retreat. Yay. And so we get 2 more experience points. So the 2 characters on my left are sitting at 3, and the 2 characters on my right are sitting at 5. Now we got the extra conundrum of we have a boatload of dice we need to get rid of. And thank goodness we get rid of 2 dice during our rest phase instead of 1. And you're going to see why if you weren't paying attention. We're in a bit of a pickle here. But we are at the end of the round with a lot of experience points. So let's dish out our experience first. And then we'll deal with our stuff. So I still call this a successful day. We got 3 experience points for this. And there's nothing else really to do here. When a delve trap has failed, yeah, we're not doing that. I don't even know what a delve trap. Oh, I see. There are red text in the delves that are traps. We just didn't experience one. Okay, so we only had to do the 1 room. It was just like a bear's cave. All right, so let's start with the mage. She gets to remove 2 dice at the end of the round. We're going to remove the 2 black dice, and you can see she's got a lot left over. She has 3, 4, 5 experience points. We're going to spend 3 of them to get her cooldown up to 3, and that means she has 2 experience points left. She could take another of those illusion dice, which have been juicy. I do like the illusion dice. Do I really need to go all the way to level 4 with the illusion dice, though? That's a great question. I don't know that answer. And she should have some shards. So I'm looking in my bag here at the people we just killed. Yep, there's one. I'm going to say she has 2 shards based on looking at the enemies that just died. So I got to remember to do that. So those 2 shards were gained because the Phaedra were killed. The demon-looking guys. All right, now getting back to schedule programming here. The illusion die at level 4, we actually have 2 dice to choose from. The first one is the Allstate, because it's the Mayhem commercial. So let me let you take a look at this. So there are 2 of these dice. Place the die with 4 hit point chips in an unoccupied hex in range. Enemies treated as an adventurer and party members treated as an occupied hex. When all the hit point is removed, drain this die and recover up to 3 non-Magicka skill dice. So, I mean, they're all Magicka. So that's not really very helpful. Place this die with 7 hit point chips. This is only one side. This, by the way, is a 50% fail rate. When an enemy targets this die, roll 2 enemy combat dice and deal that much damage to the enemy unit before it uses skills or engages. That is cool. Now, Voice of Rapture. Remove all status dice from all party members, then deal damage equal to the total number of status dice removed. Okay, that's really cool. It's a drain, but I don't care. Remove all status dice from one party member and then deal true damage. Yeah, I'm going to do it. We're going to do the Voice of Rapture. And I don't know. Oh, I know why it's only 2 experience points. I had to spend 3 experience points to get the level 4 die with the other ones, because we start the game with 2 level 1 dice. But in this guy's case, we don't. We're going to do a level 4. I already forgot the symbols. I think I got the right one. I do. I have the right one. So it's this die right here. And then that puts him, or her, down to 0. Okay, then we go to the archer. And of course we're going to get rid of the 2 black dice. And has 5 experience. I'm actually going to spend 4 to get the cooldown up to 4. And then I have 1 left over. And we could take a health, but I'm going to hold on. The shadow dice do not stink. And the ledger domain is, it's a good idea, but I'm not, as you can tell, super excited about it. I think having the 4 cooldown, though, is really good. Because we can spend 4 dice. So our cooldown is at least as much as we're spending. With the 2-hander... Look how bad this situation is. We will get rid of 2 dice. And we have 3 experience points. I am going to save them. Well, actually, I could add a hit point or add some armor. But I'm going to save them because I want his cooldown to go up. Because as you can see, we need a lot of cooldown with this particular character. Then we go to our 1-hander. The cooldown is at 3. How did that happen? That was me trying to fix things, wasn't it? Because his cooldown was 2. Did I really just move it? Well, first of all, he gets rid of 2 dice. And I'm going to spend the 3 experience points. So we should have 21 experience points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I said 21. We're at 22. So let's verify with this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. What's going on? Why am I going nuts? Oh, 2021. All right, yes, 21 is where we should be. So let's go to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He started with these. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, he really does have 3. I don't know what I was thinking there. Well, I can grab another die for 3. That doesn't hurt to do. I am going to do that. We're going to grab a level 1 shield type die because that helps his cause, because he has other dice that gets bonuses based on however many of these are in the queue. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of day 5. Then we're going to go to day 6. And again, we can move 4 spaces. I can go to a unstable one, or I can try to stop at a castle, like Crosswitch or Alcare. If I stop at Alcare, I can at least get some items, level up a little. Thing is there's not much I need to get. I can grab some side quests, which would help us. Sometimes side quests hurt us, though. It's just that I have so many fatigue dice. I'm worried about getting into a battle. One that won't be as easy as the last one. It's not that I'm trying to avoid it at a town encounter. It's just getting side quests and maybe a few extra items is all it's going to do for me. I mean, I can maybe find a trainer that finally gives us the cleric spells, but at this point, the illusion spells are doing so well, I don't know if I necessarily need it. Then I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4 to a peaceful place. I'm still 3 away from this. The peaceful encounter might get us an experience point, but hopefully we don't have to fight anything so our fatigue can recover. And by the way, we're supposed to draw this at the end of the last day, so that would have gone up, and so that means we're not doing this. This next one we are doing, and it is Diabolical Dialectics. I'll let you read. It's always worth it to talk things out. Advance the day dial by 1. Reduce unrest by 2. Make a social check times 3. If successful, do not advance the day dial. You ask the leader where they're going, so you know not to go there. Increase unrest by 1. It's not unstable, so we don't have to worry about that. We would gain an experience point, and then unrest goes up by 1 anyways. This is an experience point. It reduces unrest by 2. Then we can make a social check. Sure, we'll do the top one. That reduces the unrest by 2. But what stinks, though, is the symbol on the card makes it go up by 1. All right, fair enough. And we got to do a social check. Well, I happen to have social dice. So we got a 2. And we need a party members times 3, so we need 12. So that gave us 2 points out of the 12. Then I can just spend some tenacity. Everybody has 5. Why am I doing this? I did this so I can reduce the unrest by 2. That's a stupid idea. Now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't help me any, and then I need to spend all this tenacity to prevent the day dial from moving by 1. So I get just as many experience points. The unrest only is going to go down by a net of 1. This is going to increase the unrest by 1. I don't have to do the bottom part. It's already maxed out anyways, so yeah, I'm just going to take my experience points and let it be. So everybody gets 1. So I'm going to start with the one-hander. He got 1 experience points. He gets to get rid of 2 dice for the end of the day. We're going to just hold on to the 1 experience point. We go here, getting rid of 2 more dice. Pushes to 4. So I'm going to move his cooldown to 4, which is really good. I'm really happy with a 4. And then he's back to 0. And he still has some nasty dice. Next one, we're going to move 2. Experience points goes up to 1, and then hold. And this one, the experience points are going to go to 2. Remove 2. And I'm going to grab a stealth die, whatever the next level stealth die is. It is this one for 2. I probably should get that last archer die, because there are things that benefit me for having more than one of those archer dice, but I'm happy with it the way it is. So there we are. We are at the end of day. We got an experience point, so this 22 goes to 23. And now we're on to day 7. And per our schedule, we're going to go into combat. And I still have a guy with 2 heavy fatigue. Probably not the best. It would have been nice to rest 1 more time. But he does have a cooldown of 4. So I'll be able to get a lot of my dice recovered just fine. The heavy fatigue, will just have to live with it, and then he can get rid of it the next night. So I'm going to move us back to day 6 because I need to end the video. That's what I'm realizing. It's really late at night. And I know I'm going to be getting into a battle, so that's going to take me a long time to resolve. So when I come back, we will move the dial to day 7 and then make our decision on what to do. Session 2 is rolling right along. Still a fun game. It has flaws, but somebody asked me how much I paid for it. I didn't even know, because you kickstart these things so many years ago. And then I looked up my price, and I gulped, because it's like, holy crap. I justify it because, this YouTube thing makes me money. I don't make enough money in a whole year to pay for the game, but I do get tax benefits from having a company. So I just want you to understand, it benefits me in other ways. And buying the game is something I can, put on my taxes. So even though I pay these monster prices for these games, I do get some of it back. And the way taxes work, you don't get it all back. You get some. But, it's like getting a really nice discount. And anyways, this game is extremely expensive. And it's because the component quality is fantastic. You can play this in a bathtub. It's all waterproof. But with that said, it's a very expensive game. And for what it is, I don't know if I would have paid it. I have paid it. So then it's like, okay, do I keep it or do I sell it? And, from my perspective, I'm having fun. I just don't know, did it retire Too Many Bones? Can I own this and Too Many Bones? It almost seems like they're both competing for table time. But anyways, that's enough rambling. I'm enjoying this, and I am going to be playing a multiplayer of this, like I said, on March 4th. So I'm trying to wrap this up before then. Today is February 28th. So, we just went to, we're February 28th right now. So I started recording this video on February 27th. So we're in the midnight hour here. And that means, there's no leap year. So yeah, I'm 4 days away. So I do get to count the rest of today because I probably will be able to record some more once I get some sleep. But anyways, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.